From food stamps to a $19 billion fortune, how did an immigrant kid achieve the ultimate American dream? I'm driving through Vietnam's sunny streets today to share the incredible true story of Jan Koum, the man behind WhatsApp. Buckle up. This journey of grit and success will inspire you to chase your dreams. From food stamps to 19 billion, Jan Koum's American dream. In the late 1980s, a shy 16-year-old boy named Jan Koum stepped off a plane in Mountain View, California, with nothing but a few belongings and a dream for a better life. Born in Kiev, Ukraine, then part of the Soviet Union, Jan had grown up in a small one-room apartment with no hot water, where his family often stood in long lines just to buy bread. His childhood was marked by hardship. His father worked as a construction manager, his mother was a homemaker, and the Soviet regime's surveillance made life tense. Jan's family avoided speaking on the phone for fear of being overheard. But in 1992, with political unrest growing, Jan's mother made the bold decision to flee to the United States, seeking freedom and opportunity for her son. Little did they know, this move would set Jan on a path to become one of the most successful entrepreneurs in American history, building a tech empire worth billions. When Jan and his mother arrived in California, their new life was far from glamorous. They settled into a small, government-subsidized apartment in Mountain View, a city that would later become the heart of Silicon Valley. To survive, they relied on food stamps and welfare, with Jan's mother working as a babysitter and Jan taking up odd jobs, cleaning floors at a grocery store after school to help pay the bills. The language barrier was a constant struggle. Jan spoke little English and often felt out of place among his American classmates at North County High School. But he was determined to succeed. A quiet, curious teenager, Jan taught himself computer programming by borrowing manuals from a local library and buying used books on coding. He spent hours tinkering with computers, fascinated by their potential to connect people in ways he'd never experienced growing up in Ukraine. Jan's early years in America weren't without pain. In 1994, just 2 years after their move, his mother was diagnosed with cancer. Jan, still a teenager, juggled school, work, and caring for her, all while grappling with the fear of losing the only family he had in this new country. When his mother passed away in 1997, Jan was devastated, but her belief in his potential pushed him to keep going. He enrolled at San Jose State University to study computer science, working as a security tester at Ernst & Young to support himself. It was during this time that Jan's life took a pivotal turn. Through a friend, he landed a job at Yahoo! In 1997, one of the biggest tech companies of the era. At just 21 years old, Jan dropped out of college to work full-time as an infrastructure engineer, diving headfirst into the fast-paced world of Silicon Valley. At Yahoo!, Jan honed his skills, learning the ins and outs of building scalable systems that could handle millions of users. He also met Brian Acton, a fellow engineer who would become his lifelong friend and business partner. For 9 years, Jan worked at Yahoo!, soaking up knowledge and experience, but he grew frustrated with the company's direction. In 2007, he quit, and Brian followed soon after. The two took a year off to travel, decompress, and figure out their next move. They tried applying to Facebook, but were rejected, a setback that could have crushed their spirits. Instead, it lit a fire under Jan. In 2009, Inspired by the iPhone's growing popularity, John saw an opportunity to create something new, a simple, private messaging app that could connect people across the globe without the clutter of ads or surveillance, a stark contrast to his childhood fears in Ukraine. That idea became WhatsApp, a name Jan chose because it sounded like, "What's up?" The app launched in February 2009, with Jan and Brian working out of a small office in Mountain View, the same city where Jan had once swept floors to survive. At first, WhatsApp struggled to gain traction. The early version crashed often, and user growth was slow, but Jan refused to give up. He poured his savings into the app, working tirelessly to improve its reliability. A turning point came in 2010 when Apple introduced push notifications, allowing WhatsApp to send real-time updates to users. Suddenly, the app exploded in popularity, especially in countries where SMS fees were high, like India and Brazil. By 2013, WhatsApp had 200 million active users, growing faster than any other messaging app at the time. Jan's vision of a simple, ad-free platform resonated with people worldwide, offering a way to stay connected without sacrificing privacy. The tech world took notice, and in 2014, Facebook came calling again, this time with an offer Jan couldn't refuse. In a historic deal, Facebook acquired WhatsApp for a staggering $19 billion, making Jan, now 38, one of the richest men in America. The deal was a testament to Jan's journey, from a Ukrainian immigrant on food stamps to a billionaire who changed the way the world communicates. At the signing, Jan stood in the same government office where he and his mother had once collected welfare checks, a poetic full circle for a man who never forgot his roots. Even after the acquisition, Jan stayed true to his values, ensuring WhatsApp remained ad-free and focused on user privacy, a stance that often put him at odds with Facebook's leadership. In 2018, he left the company to focus on philanthropy, donating millions to causes like education and healthcare, inspired by his mother's struggles. Jan Koum's story is the ultimate American dream, a tale of resilience, innovation, and the belief that anyone can rise from nothing to change the world. Today, WhatsApp has over 2 billion users, a legacy that began with a boy who dared to dream beyond the hardships of his past. As I drive through Vietnam's sunny streets, the light breaking through the morning haze, Jan's journey reminds us that no matter where you start, the American dream is within reach if you never give up. What's the most inspiring success story you've heard? Share in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more roadside tales every day. See you in the next drive.